Hey guys, I know that this lighting sucks, but my lighting thing died and I'm just gonna go with it. I hope that you guys can see me. Let me see if I turn it this way a little bit. Might be good. Yes. Okay, that's a little better. It's a little better. It's a little better. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about the who, what, when, where, and why of your spirituality and what God made you to be. So let's talk about the who you are. So when you ask who you are, you have to actually dissect that from past, present, and future. Who was I when you were growing up as a child? Were you the child who always wanted to be seen? Were you heard? Were you the child who was sitting on the doorsteps and was like, oh, daddy isn't there? Or where's my mom? Or why am I adopted? Or, why is my brother getting more attention? Or why is my sister getting more attention? Those are things that you actually have to ask yourself and assess when you're doing that inner child work, because when you grow up, a lot of times you don't realize how it correlates and transcends into the present person in which you are. Who am I now has a lot to do with who I was when I was younger. Now, transitioning into your teenage years. Who was I as a teenager? Was I popular? Was I a person who was outspoken? Was I in stuco? Was I athletic? Who I was then transcends into who I am as an adult. Why? Because while we are adults, and I'm speaking to like the 25, like 30-year-old age, when we are adults, we are big kids. We are exactly who we were when we were younger, just at a different age. If we have not healed those things that are burdening us, if we have not healed, those things that are still on our mind, they are going to come back up and manifest either problems or solutions into our lives right now. So let's dissect of the inner child work. If have you forgiven your parents or your siblings? Let's get even deeper. For those who have dealt with, molestation, or those who have dealt with being raped, or those who have dealt with domestic violence in the home, whether it had been on yourself or whether it had been, with one of your family members, have you healed from that? How do you heal from that? Because that has a lot to do with who you are. Who am I is a person who is hurt. Who I am is a person who was not heard. Who I am is a person who wants attention. Who I am is a person who has never experienced healthy love. Who I am is a person who is having a hard time forgiving. Who I am is a person who doesn't understand why things happen the way they are. Now, let's take a second. You are not who you were. Now, let's take another second. Deep breath. Say with me, I am going to heal who I was so I can become who I want to be. Who I was. I want you to get a piece of paper and be honest with yourself. Do that exercise that I just did with you. Who I was a child who didn't feel like I was heard. Who I was a child who didn't understand why daddy wasn't always there. Who I was a child who experienced, a child who experienced and witnessed things that should not have been experienced and witnessed as a child. Because the thing about it is once we are honest with ourselves, once we take a step back and push out everybody, push out the world, push out opinions of ourselves, of other people, and all those things, and actually think for a second and be honest. Allow yourself that room, that space, that time, and that environment to truly be honest and say, this is who I am. That is where healing truly begins. So who you are is a person who needs to assess your past, your present, and your future you. And that is what Spirit wants you to do. Because until we can move forward, until we can be honest, you are not truly whole. And when we're asking for things, when we're trying to manifest things, when we're praying for things, you are praying in only a percentage of who you are. Excuse me. You see, I keep on yawning every single time I tell the truth. Who I am is broken. Who I am is not broken in a sense of, oh my God, I can't do anything right because I'm broken. Who I am is a person who is puzzled. So what actually happened is God did not allow these bad things to happen to you so that you can just be all these fragmented pieces. What happened was God knew the whole entire big picture of who he knows that you are, and he broke it up into a way that will puzzle you. So in this life's journey from point A to point Z, you have little pieces in which is already inside of the box of you. All you have to do is lay it out and put it together. No one can take away those pieces of who you are. They are forever boxed in this thing called the body. They are forever getting energized ideas like visions, dreams, hopes, aspirations called spirit. And what you harnessed inside of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the past, the present, the future, the who of who you are, now that's the soul. And this channel is doing soul care, soul work, soul development. Because why? It is your soul responsibility to heal, love, understand, appreciate, and respect your soul. That, my friends, is who you are. Now, what you are is a soul. What you are is an earth angel sent here for a specific mission. Now, oh, I don't believe in God, or oh my gosh, well, I'm not a part of that religion, or oh, I don't, this is the one that trips me out. I don't believe that I have a purpose. Honey, yes, you do. You do. Every one of us is sent on a mission. Why? Because you are special. There's nobody else like you. And what you are is something that is someone who God specifically created, one, to watch this video, two, to have the friends, family, acquaintances, co-workers that are surrounding you. Every person you come into contact with is affected by you. Now, is that a good effect? Is that an effect or a defect? Are you an asset or are you a liability? Are you reliable or are you a person who lets people down? Are you a person who encourages somebody, or are you a person who talks down to people and minimizes? Are you a leader or are you a follower? Are you a teacher or are you a student? Are you a know-it-all or are you open to the wondrous things that the universe has to give you? Now, what you are isn't what you do. You can do good things. But if you do not believe that what you're doing serves purpose, what you're doing will not transcend or manifest into anything. That is like putting a seed into the ground that has no purpose. And it's not actually a seed. if you just ball up a piece of paper and you call it a seed and you put it into the ground and you water it, all it's going to do is dissolve. What you need to place into the ground is a seed. What seed? What will it produce? Call whatever you are, whatever you want to produce, whoever you want to become, whoever you want to become, a seed. God placed you down here on planet Earth so that life could throw dirt on you. When you feel like you are hidden, overlooked, or just in some deep, that is the manure of life. That is when God hides you and he covers you. And that is when the storms of life are allowed to come in and rain down on you. Oh, Ash, like you just don't understand. I've just been going through it. I am just so miserable. I'm so stressed out. I don't know what to do. Like, how could Spirit allow me to go through this? If God really loved me, why would this be happening? Why would that? Because it's raining. This is the season of the storm. And I thank God for the storms in my life. I do. Why? Because without the storms in my life, without the summer, the spring, the winter, and the fall, I would not know what I am. If people did not throw dirt on my name, it's 555, sleepy. If people did not throw dirt on my name, I would not know what I was to grow into. Now I am sprouting into myself. I am sprouting up just barely, like just a little bit above the ground. And I am now seeing what kind of seed that God has produced within inside of me. If you do not step out in faith, if you do not step out, if you're not obedient, if you do not follow Spirit, like, okay, Spirit, I hear you. Okay, Spirit, I'm going to go out there and do that thing. I'm going to speak. I'm going to reach out to those people who probably never had a person explain things the way that I do. I don't even know if I explain things very well, but I'm going to step out in faith. If you do not step out in faith, you will not know what God wants you to become, what God has planned for you, or what your future holds. Your future is based on your obedience. Your future is based on your faith. Faith without works is dead. If you don't know what to do and you don't take action, you will never know who God has for you. So when you're doing that transition of who I am is this, who I am is that, okay, now, after I know who I am, then I speak with Spirit. I meditate. I do my inner child work. I do my healing. I do my, okay, I'm going to forgive cousin, sister, mama, brother, all that stuff, all those people. Then, and only then, can I know what I am going to become. Because once you do the healing, you now have gone from being underneath the dirt to now sprouting. And now you know what seed you produce. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking about, good seeds and bad seeds. Now, what Eve took, goddess, empress. What the thing with Adam and Eve is Eve did not know what was good and what was bad. She listened to a negative influence, hence the serpent. Now, what soul healing, especially in the divine feminine empress, goddess, and high priestess world is knowing what good fruit is to take and what good fruit is to become. Because what our curse was is we were supposed to manifest into the world a seed. We are first a seed, then we manifest seeds. So whatever you take, we create, and we put out into the world. That is the job of a woman. Now we are going to assess how to know the good, the garden of good and evil. This side is good, this side is evil. We all must pick a side. We all must assess the who, what, when, where, and why of what God, Spirit, wants us to become. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.